Hello, welcome back to Star Trek Resurgence. Last episode, we got Portal 6-3 to agree to help us search for the Scions of the Flame. This episode, let's continue with what looks like it'll be serious stuff.
Four warp cores. That's interesting.
Music gave some Star Wars Imperial March vibes there for a second.
Redundancy. If one goes down in battle, we can still operate.
Makes this more
Clever.
difficult, though.
This ship can maintain warp with half the cores offline. We'll need to disable 3 of them.
Where are the engine schematics? Power flow routing charts.
We're soldiers, not engineers. I thought you would know what to do.
We understand how to operate it under normal conditions, but not the intricacies.
We'll do our part, you do yours. Anything that comes through that door, stop it.
That I can do.
You at least know where we should start?
This way.
Yeah, just you do soldier stuff, we'll do engineer stuff. And hopefully it all goes well. Yeah, I don't really plan that right now. That's just... I assume the other part is just ladder back down. Yes. Whew, nice slide. That looked cool. That looked fun. Oh, didn't go far enough.
Now, what are we dealing with?
Lydian Warp Core, one of 4 warp cores powering the Zeldi. Thermal output indicates each core alone could not sustain minimal warp, but harmonic infusion of at least 2 cores would produce an exponential increase in power. Thermostatic sensor relays temperature signals with automated coolant valve controls. Radiation resistant casing protecting the warp core's matter-antimatter reaction chamber. Probably don't want to break that.
Cores are running really hot. Makes sense, since they've been producing at max output since we left Otari space.
No ship can run for very long like that. Not before a catastrophic failure hits.
It's right on the edge. We just need to figure out a way to give it a push.
Bet that console down there could tell us a few things.
I took the fun way.
Whatever we do, we need to make sure the Takan can't undo it.
So we need a way to permanently disable the reactors that won't destroy the ship and kill us all in the process.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Warp core ejection. So the question is, how do we make it happen?
Always the solution. Eject the warp core. Always the first solution.
The reactor coolant system is operating at emergency containment levels.
It's just barely keeping the temperature in check.
Maybe we can use that. If it gets this high, their system considers a reactor breach imminent. Like we saw on the bridge, all 4 warp cores are operating at full capacity. The safety protocols don't look much different from the Resolute. Breach protection. Reduce output, command override. Cease matter, antimatter flow, command override. Emergency warp core ejection. Computer control.
Even command functions can't override one of the most crucial safety measures.
So the protocol's still active. That's good. Looks like if sensors show a core is about to rupture, the computer will eject it automatically rather than risk a breach.
So we need to increase the warp core's temperatures.
If we destroy the coolant regulators, there won't be anything to keep these reactors from going over.
And it will trigger the ejection. Let's peel these suckers open. I'll take that one.
And I'll take the one next to it.
The second you two start dumping cores, the Takan will know we're here.
Who'll be vulnerable. Stuck in one place while you work.
We will have to make a stand.
Start thinking about an escape plan. I have a feeling we're gonna need one.
We'll barricade the door. Work quickly.
What I do? I missed one of the options. Anyway, which one am I going to?
We might not have our tools, but our phasers can do this in a pinch. We better get this right. If we foul it up and this whole thing goes boom... We don't know how much damage that cartabula will do if we accidentally crack it open.
Look on the bright side. If it all goes to hell, we won't be around to see the fallout.
That certainly inspires confidence.
Great how that's the bright side. Always look on the bright side of death.
It's not a Starfleet warp core, but the coolant regulator has to be in here somewhere.
Pretty good job keeping the steady. Yay!
There you are. Time to heat things up.
Warning. Warning. Warp core output at critical level. Ejecting core.
Okay, now they're definitely gonna know we're down here.
Warp core output at critical level. Ejecting core.
Better head for the next one.
Just one more to go.
They're here!
They're cutting through the door. We don't have much time.
Okay, same as before. We just gotta...
Whoops. Dang it. That's a lot of them.
Go! Finish!
Someone should... Yeah. Someone should actually be... Yep. Whoever's the better shot, stay with the lasers, stay with the phasers.
Hey! Would you mind not shooting at the matter-antimatter reactor?
Somebody
I'll
just
cover
got hit.
you.
What? No!
Get the warp core done, or we're all dead.
Why do I have to be the one covering? Come on,
Good! No! Shoot! Now!
Warp core
There we go.
output at critical level. Ejecting core.
there we go. We stopped the ship.
Warp drive disengaged.
Hopefully in time.
You did it.
You got that escape
Nice
plan for me?
leap.
I think so. Itasca, can you climb?
Doubt it.
I'll see you on the parade grounds of Surella, my friend.
Aw. Gonna lose Itasca? That's a shame. She was cool. Well,
You want
that's
me?
a shame.
I'm right here.
Ah, there you go. Going out defiant.
Not you too.
Calm yourself, child.
Well, darn.
It will all be better soon.
A task has been replaced.
Umet. Return to us. Rejoin the flame.
To reclaim what was lost.
Hope we can get her back, because she seems cool.
Don't need to watch this.
I do. I want to remember every moment when I make them pay. But this isn't the end. I will avenge Itasca. Swear to me, you will join me in this.
How
Okay.
about we try to save her?
That's a dream.
As long as she's alive and her memories are still in there, there's still hope.
Hope is what you turn to when you have nothing left you can do. And
Fair.
there's still something I can do for Itasca. And I shall.
thankful for Carter's determined leadership during the Sabotage mission, especially after Itasca was captured. No, poor Itasca, she seemed cool. And kind of pretty. I don't know. I thought she was pretty. 3 against an entire ship. That's, Oh, I mean, I suppose that's back to where we were initially. Yeah, there go all our soldiers. All those soldiers we found. That didn't last very long. A stranger among us.
There's so much I want to ask you.
There's so little I can tell you. I'm a portal, not a scientist, but I'll certainly do my best. I can only assume this is one of your older starships. One would think, given the importance of your mission, they might send a ship of a more recent vintage. But, apparently not.
Dude!
The Resolute is primarily a research vessel, if that's what you mean. Not a warship.
Although she has been known to hold her own in a fight.
Against what?
Good question.
Something wrong?
Not at all. The galaxy has grown more diverse since the days of the Tekon Empire.
Because you conquered everyone who didn't look like you.
To the contrary. Most lesser civilizations willingly join the Empire to enjoy the benefits of an advanced way of life. But that expansion came with its own set of problems, so I admire your ability to diversify without creating conflict.
Ah, thanks,
That
guy.
was always our challenge. And perhaps, ultimately, our downfall.
The Federation prides itself on its inclusiveness. I'd say it's one of our greatest strengths.
As the Vulcans say, infinite diversity in infinite combinations.
Interesting. I'd be curious to meet one of these Vulcans.
That is one of the... Yeah, that is a very cool expression that the Vulcans have.
If this is the best you have, then so be it. To locate this scion, Galvan, I'll need full access to your ship's systems.
Full access?
You must be out of your mind.
No, I'm right here, completely in my mind. Given this is merely a research ship, I won't be able to find him without it. Perhaps I should have made that clear up front. I'll need to make certain modifications.
Alright.
I can't promise anything, but let me see what I can do.
Just know, without it, I won't be able to help you.
This isn't gonna fly.
I'll see you on the bridge. Captain Solano, I'd like to introduce you to Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Tekon Empire.
Pleasure to meet you, Captain.
Is it?
Likewise.
Is it really?
I can't say I've ever met a portal before. There is no modern equivalent. Not within the Federation, at least.
We are incredibly lucky that Portal has agreed to join us.
Your first officer makes a very persuasive argument.
So I've noticed. You spent 600,000 years at your post. That certainly takes an uncommon level of dedication.
We all have our duty.
Of course. But I'm curious. You were stationed there in preparation for what, exactly?
Any and all threats to the Empire.
An empire that no longer exists. Which suggests you weren't very successful.
Ouch!
You said you needed my help. I didn't come here to be insulted. Perhaps that was a mistake. I'd be happy to return to Delphi Ardu at any time.
And we do need your help. Absolutely. And we are grateful that you decided to come.
And your captain has an odd way of expressing his gratitude.
I'm merely curious where your allegiances might lie.
felt slightly less offended after Jara defended him from Captain Solano's insult when they first met. But he couldn't understand why she tolerated his ignorance. Yeah, fair. He is being a jerk about it. Like, come on, dude. Dude, he's here to help. Don't be a jerk.
And clearly it's with the Takan.
Yes, Captain. You have found me out and exposed my true loyalties to the Takan, not to the Scions of the Flame, who do nothing more than tarnish us in name and reputation and don't deserve to be called Takan.
Well, thank you.
That's why I'm here. And if you'd be so kind as to give me access to your ship's systems, we can get on with it. And you can stop wasting my time.
Access to our systems? That's completely out of the question. Tell me that's not what you promised. We're vulnerable enough as it is. And now we're supposed to give him access to everything? Ridiculous.
Captain, I understand your concern, and I don't necessarily disagree.
Ah, now I understand your reluctance. I never imagined offering to help would be met with such ignorance.
If you're not enjoying your visit to our ship, we'd be more than happy to let you wither away back on your pathetic little rock.
Captain?
Dude.
You clearly do not appreciate the magnitude of the threat the Scions pose. So myopic is your focus on your own ego. I will not be leaving until they have been found.
Commander Rydek, a word.
I'm just trying to be diplomatic here. Trying not to...
To think, I waited 600,000 years for this.
He's not wrong.
You realize this puts me in an incredibly difficult position. I was against seeking him out from the start, but now, to give him access to our systems? It's insane. And
It's
you
also our
somehow
only chance.
expect me to believe his allegiance is with us? You
Nope.
heard what he said in there. There's no way we can trust him.
We talked about this on Delphi Ardu. The reason he's here is because he's with us, not them. He came to help us, and he wouldn't be here otherwise.
We can't afford to get this wrong.
We sought him out for a reason. To help him find our missing crew, Galvin, and those Elydian ships. This is the plan we agreed to with Ambassador Spock.
Which I never liked. But here we are. You know what this mission means to us. Not just for the Federation, but for me personally.
Dude!
I can't afford another screw-up. Losing the shield algorithms was bad enough. This could be the end of my career.
Captain, you have my word. I will do everything within my power to protect you.
I appreciate that. It's not just my career on the line here. It's both of ours. I'm going to trust your instincts on this one.
Appealed to his vanity. Didn't entirely trust Jawa regarding giving Portal 6-3 access to the ship's computers, but found himself persuaded by her convincing argument in favor of it. Appealed to his vanity because that's the only thing you can do with an egotistical jerk like Solano. Dude. Worrying about your career right now? Dude, this is not the time to worry about your career. Like, his concerns about Portal 6-3 are somewhat valid. He does have reason to worry, hey, whose side is this guy actually going to be on? It's also a situation where ultimately he doesn't really have that many options. Like, he's very limited on what options are actually available to him. But if we side with this guy, is it just going to make the Federation's defeat even quicker? Fair enough. But your career? I just do not like this guy.
I just hope you're right. For both of our sakes.
For the
Let me
sake
know
of
if you find anything.
For the sake of the Federation, dude.
We're good. You may begin.
I will, of course, have to make a few modifications.
What kind of modifications?
To find Taconian technology requires Taconian technology. If this Scion Galvan modified his ships, then I must do likewise to yours. The galaxy is nearly infinite in size and complexity. This may take a moment.
Take your time.
How long
I
will
found
it take?
something. There you
Wow.
are.
That was quick.
What is it? Galvin?
Someone is using Taconian technology. I can't get the precise bearings, but it's located in the Palisades cluster.
I'll let the captain know. Rydick to Solano. I think Portal may have located Galvin.
I'll be right there.
I'm getting all kinds of interference. Almost impossible to lock on the energy signature.
Where's he hiding?
In the Palisades cluster.
Interesting. Can you lock in on the location?
Not until you get me closer.
Lieutenant Handar, set a course for the Palisades cluster.
Aye, Captain.
Well, I suppose I owe you an apology. You were right after all. That's what I get for questioning the advice of my first officer. You always have my back.
I'm just glad it worked and we were able to track him down.
Which wouldn't have been possible without your determination. So thank you for that. Nice
You're
work.
welcome.
Let me know if you find anything more.
Will do.
You could have apologized to Portal.
What's wrong?
I didn't want to say anything until I was certain. But the reason for the interference is simple. There's a Taconian device on this ship being used to block the signal. Whoever planted it was exceptionally clever. They knew how and where to hide it. But they have underestimated my abilities.
Engineering.
Take care of the Taconian device, and I can find Galvan for you. It's designed to interfere with all transmissions, or at least delay and confuse the effort to find Galvan's ship.
Hold on. My understanding is that Takan technology requires a Takan to operate. Is there another Takan on this ship?
The Scions could have someone on the ship, doing everything they can to stop us from finding Galvan.
Don't worry, I'll get this fixed. We're going to find that ship.
I mean, no sense asking why he trusts me. Because he's talked to me. He's got a feel for me.
Engineers would have found this device already if it wasn't well hidden. Better to rely on my tricorder. There's a lot of noise in here. I should scan the device putting out the most radiation to filter it out. That's better. Most other radiation sources in here are well contained. There's definitely tetrametric radiation nearby. But even with the gain boosted, it's getting drowned out by other sources of radiation in here.
Resolute warp core, byproduct radiation of the matter-antimatter reaction. Primarily low-frequency radio waves, free neutrinos, and acoustic kinetic energy.
A little bit of harmless radiation leakage here, but enough to mask the tetrametric pulses. Easy enough to cancel out. There's still something drowning out the tetrametric radiation. I need to find it so I could filter it out as well.
EPS Visual Inspection Conduit. 6 layers of transparent alloys, vacuum barriers, and low-grade force fields contain the raw electroplasma behind these ports. Filtered radiation is primarily infrared and visible, I assume, light? Visible electromagnetic radiation between 500 and 1100 nanometer wavelengths.
Jeffrey's tubes thump harmonics from all over the ship. I'll filter that out. There we go. I'm getting a clear tetrametric signal now.
Maintenance crawl spaces act as a waveguide for ultra-low frequency acoustic and electromagnetic radiation, generally in the 75 to 85 dB range. I should know what dB is, but I... Oh, decibels. I imagine. Yeah, decibels. 75 to 85 decibel range. Duh. How did I not... Silly of me. Caution labels mark areas of high radiation and recommended personal protection gear.
Found it.
Excuse me. Do you belong here?
I'm first officer.
Commander Rydek. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was you.
Paul. Calloway, right?
Yes. You know, it means a lot that you remembered.
Ah, you're welcome.
What, are you doing back here? I don't mean to pry, but first officers don't usually go digging around engineering compartments.
Sorry, it's not something I can go into.
Right, of course. Forget I asked.
There is one thing you can help with. Have you seen anyone else in here recently that might seem out of the ordinary?
Did I hurt his feelings? Somewhat surprised and slightly concerned after Jara pulled rank when he discovered her lurking in engineering. I mean, I'm sorry, dude. It's like, I wasn't gonna lie and say I was looking for him. I wasn't gonna lie. It's just...
Maybe someone who doesn't work in engineering.
Not that I can think of, but I can ask around. I'm here almost all the time, but maybe someone else noticed something?
That would be great. Just be discreet about it. I don't want anyone to be alarmed.
Discretion is my specialty. Oh,
Thanks,
I'll leave you alone already. Oh, come to think of it, that Hotari woman was down here earlier with Dr. Duvall finishing the last of the bioscans.
Tylus?
That would be out of the ordinary, right?
Thank you.
I feel bad hurting his feelings. He seems like such a nice guy. I didn't want to hurt his feelings.
Maybe Tylus saw something.
These people are in for. Probably something minor and routine. Anyway, time to talk to my girlfriend.
Tylus, can I speak to you for a moment?
Of course.
Hope nothing's going on with her.
Is something wrong?
There's something happening. I may need your help. This is important.
How can I help?
When you were in engineering with Dr. Duval, did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Or anyone?
Not particularly. Why?
I found this, hidden in a compartment down there.
That's Draconian technology. Does that mean there's a scion on board? But Dr. Duval bioscanned everyone. Every deck, every crew member, I've seen the logs. She couldn't have been more thorough.
We have to trace every contact, starting with engineering, which is where the device was planted.
At least that narrows the list. But we still have to go back quite a while.
Whatever it takes.
It could be anyone.
That includes both of us.
You want me to get scanned? Better to know for sure, right? I'll admit, I was around the Scions as much as anybody.
You know what?
You don't have to do that. I trust you.
If it makes you feel any better, it's not me, I promise you.
I know.
But that doesn't mean it's not you.
Okay.
Clear.
Don't sound so surprised.
You spend plenty of time with the Scions as well. You never know.
Let's get to it. The search starts in engineering. Whoever planted the device most likely did it within the last few hours. So I'll start by running a scan tracking everyone who came through engineering over the last day, in reverse order.
This could take forever to sort through the number of people that were in engineering.
Yeah, let's start by getting rid of the duplicates.
I'll filter out the duplicates.
That helps.
Retired delegate.
Cross-referencing this list with everyone who's traveled to Hotari.
Now this is manageable.
Filtering for outliers. People who don't work in engineering. Let's see who's left.
Miranda. Okay, Captain.
No. This can't be right.
What?
Of the people that went to Hotari and visited engineering, it could only have been Captain Solano.
According to this, he was here while you went down to Delphi Ardu 4.
That's
which would have been the perfect opportunity. And no one would question him. He's the captain.
He fits the profile for the kind of people the Takan want to bioform. People with authority that can lead to them gaining more control.
Like Galvin? The Queen?
The captain of a Federation starship. What happened when Dr. Duval bioscanned Captain Solano?
That's just it. She never did.
How is that possible?
Something more urgent would always come up. There was nothing she could do. But performing a bioscan is the only way to be absolutely sure.
That's not going to be easy. First thing I need to do is get this device to Portal.
Be careful. And good luck.
Well, this is bad.
I'll need it. I've found the device.
Well, if you're gonna be fancy, sure.
Interference is gone. I have located Galvin's ship more precisely. He's in the Usonia system.
So then it worked.
This whole region was one of the most sacred for the ancient Takan. What many consider the birthplace of our civilization. See these comets and planetoids in the outer orbits? Based on their current trajectory, that's Galvin's destination. And legend tells us it's the location of what was once our largest arsenal. Not that we needed it in the late stages of the Empire.
Well, that's bad.
It was there as a precaution nonetheless.
We have to somehow intercept him. How long till he arrives?
Oh, he's much too far ahead of us. We'll never arrive before he does. If Galvin and the other Scions secure the arsenal, they will become extremely dangerous. My people had such power at the height of the Empire. The Takan were as gods, keeping absolute control over countless worlds. I must speak with them directly. However, the presence of this device is worrying. It's highly likely it was placed here by a Scion, hidden among your crew, and it is unlikely this interference device was the Scion Saboteur's only trap. If we reach Galvin and the Saboteur cripples your ship, we will be at their mercy. Even my powers will not be able to protect us.
Dang.
Do you know who it is? They may well do more damage if left alone. Time is not on your side.
Yeah, alright.
I'm fairly convinced they bioformed Captain Solano.
I knew there was a reason I didn't like him. That explains it. Bioforming was so rare in the time of the Empire that I am not able to detect if it has taken place.
He felt a growing trust in their relationship when she revealed who she suspected might be the Scion aboard the Resolute. He's on our side. No sense lying to him. Sadly, this does explain a fair bit about Solano's behavior. Yeah, I figure honesty, best policy with him.
Proof of your claim is something you will have to produce yourself.
Then we have to bioscan him. I'll talk to Dr. Duvall.
That's quite the claim. Told me you were worried about him. But I never imagined this was what was wrong.
I wouldn't be asking you if there was any other possibility.
That would explain why Solano has been too busy for a bioscan lately.
As the ship's doctor, you have the authority to declare him unfit to serve.
If you're right, this is the worst-case scenario. Challenging your own captain is a tall order. Are you sure you're prepared for this?
Of course.
If you fail, that's it. The end of your career. Maybe your life.
I don't know if I would be on my own. But with your support, I'm sure we can do it.
That smooth talking may come in handy. I'm in. But we can't pull this off with just the two of us.
Admired Jar's intuition and leadership when she was asked about confronting Captain Solano.
I technically have the authority to make Solano undergo a scan, but in reality, he can and will refuse to do it. We need at least another member of the senior staff to support your claim, or this could all blow up in our faces. You better think long and hard about who you can trust.
Good question. Who to trust? Bedrosian seems like the one to trust. Truthfully, Westbrook. Out of all the people on the senior staff, honestly, Westbrook is the one I'm probably most likely to trust with this. He just seems like the most sensible option.
Down to one reactor. I thought we'd be stopped dead. At least stuck at impulse power.
The Takan enhancements must be able to brute force limited bursts of warp output.
Yeah, but they won't get to wherever they were headed at this rate. They're just limping along now.
Yeah.
So where does that put us?
Maybe I can answer that.
I mean, they might still get there. Probably can't really count them out. Sure, make me take the long way around, just because why not? Probably down here.
I got the
There we
ship's
go.
heading.
They've changed course. Drastically.
Looks like they're headed here. The Usonia system. They might stop there.
Can we use the Zeldi's comms to signal your fleet?
Comm systems are locked.
Grab hold! The inertial dampeners can barely keep up. If they keep forcing this ship to make these short warp jumps, they're going to tear it apart.
Zeldi is still made by Lydian hands, despite all this Takan corruption. It will hold.
We just gotta stay
proud.
safe until Starfleet can find us.
It's like she's playing games on
Your
the thing.
people. Is there somewhere you go when you die?
Life after death? No. On my homeworld, some people think they can cheat death in a way by joining with the Trill symbiont. But that's not a life to me.
What about you? Is there another plane of existence for you? With every passing battle, as I get older.
Ooh, so is my character atheist, agnostic, or religious?
I think about it more.
I think there's just no way for us to know what happens after we die.
Really?
Maybe there's something more, maybe not. But I can't discount the possibility. You can't prove a negative.
Then maybe you can understand this. My people have a special journey.
Understood Carter's uncertainty about the afterlife. I mean, he doesn't seem very happy, though.
When Lydians die, we rejoin our comrades, family, and ancestors.
On the parade grounds of Cirella?
That is just one part of it, but yes. Death is not the end for us. So, even if some part of Itasca remains, by letting the Takan use her body, at best we are delaying the inevitable next step for her. At worst, we are leaving her as a prisoner in her own mind. You want to save the transformed. So do I.
Now that I've seen it happen, does it make me a hypocrite to say he has a point? What if we can't get them back? We can't leave them like that, right?
I think Itasca would want to be released. To think of what she could be going through right now. It's a torturous idea.
I know it's awful to think about, but if they're still alive, we can still try to help them. We lose that option once they're dead.
I had a sister, a twin.
Gotta stay optimistic. Felt encouraged by Carter's hopeful attitude about those who have been bioformed. Yeah, I mean, I gotta stay optimistic about it.
It's very rare among the Trill.
You never told me that.
She was one of the youngest hosts to ever join with the symbiont. A sentient creature that lives in our body. It's considered a great honor. The symbiont can bring centuries of knowledge and wisdom to the host. But sometimes, the symbiont personality suppresses the host entirely. My sister was the closest person in the world to me. I knew she would be different after joining. But she drew more and more distant. The room we shared growing up was foreign to the both of us.
Aw.
And eventually she, or whoever she'd become, cut me out entirely. So I left for Starfleet and swore I'd never go back. I couldn't stand the thought of seeing her. Someone who looked like my sister. Sounded like her. But wasn't.
Yeah, let's be up.
You should try to see her again. When all this is over. Maybe things have changed for her after you've been away for years.
I couldn't go back. Not now.
I'll go with you.
You remind me of Itasca.
I do?
Bonds are not made by what runs through your veins, but the blood you spilled together. Itasca was my family in that way. I want you to know there is nothing I won't sacrifice to win this fight.
Good to know.
But if we're lucky enough to survive, I'd be honored if you'd count me as one of your tribe.
Aww.
As Itasca was.
Even a couple of engineers like us?
You are many things.
I don't need to wait that long. We've bled together. No one else will know what we've been through. That makes us a tribe. Right here.
I'll take that.
Yay! Aww. Happy feels. Found family. I feel like found family is sort of a fairly common theme among Star Trek. I mean, obviously, you got plenty of stories about actual family as well, but found family is definitely a pretty major element of the franchise, I feel like. Some shows more than others, some of them more than others. So, yeah, found family. He's my tall big brother.
Will they not cease this madness?
Apparently not.
What is this place?
Is that the Veskar?
Another one of yours?
Not anymore. They've corrupted it, just like the Zeldi.
Now there are 2 ships. Did this just get better or worse?
It certainly doesn't bode well for the crew of the Veskar. So many lives stolen.
We're really at the heart of this fight now. We just gotta figure out what we're gonna do about it.
This doesn't look like the Aphelion. What are they doing here?
You don't think they're just meeting their buddies?
Maybe, but then why are their buddies here?
Prepare for transfer.
The storm! It's back! What happened?
Hold on. Scanning. Tetrametric radiation is dropping. The Zeldi's dropped to minimal power levels.
It's running off just the one warp core now.
That means...
They've sent the Cartabula to that other ship.
Well, uh-oh. That sounds like it's probably bad. Yeah, this is about the right spot to end this episode, I think. Just under an hour. No way of knowing how long this next bit will last, so I figure end it now while I've before it gets too long. Yeah. Pretty interesting revelation here. Or potential revelation, I suppose. Shame about Itasca. Shame to lose her. Did like the that scene between Diaz, Etelar, and Arminta. I really liked that scene between the three of them. Their little bonding thing. That was really nice stuff. Diaz really does have the stronger character side of the story. Yeah, obviously, Jar's got a lot of the big plot developments. Diaz gets the more emotionally compelling side of it, though, I think. And yeah. So yeah, we'll see how the mutiny goes in the next episode, I guess. So I hope you will join me then.